Rudy Triana asks me on Quora, if someone is using my trademarked name in their domain, I suppose domain name, what is the best way to make them stop? I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and here's my answer to Rudy's question. If you have a brand that's trademarked and you found somebody who registered a domain name that's similar to your trademark or identical to your trademark, the first thing you need to figure out is what are those people doing with the domain name. Because a trademark by itself doesn't necessarily mean that nobody else can use the same name. Because a trademark is not a universal monopoly over the brand. It's only about the brand in connection with particular products and services that you claim your trademark for. So that's why sometimes the same brand can be owned by several completely separate entities that have nothing to do with one another. Blue Shield is a good example, right? There's a company that offers medical insurance services under that brand, and there's also a welding company. So just because you own Blue Shield or medical insurance doesn't mean that the welding company can't own a domain name that's going to say Blue Shield something .com or .net or .org or .whatever. So first thing you want to check is, do the other people have any legitimate interest in that domain name other than trying to extort money from you or cause you grief because you can't reflect your trademark in a domain name to sell your products and services? So if they have a legitimate domain name or a legitimate website built on that domain name that offers products and services that have nothing to do with what you offer, that could be an issue. But if they are selling something that's exactly what your industry is, then you are good to go to enforce your trademark. And if there's nothing on that website, maybe just a parking page, then it's a totally different strategy, but it's also a good thing. So the only bad scenario here is if they have a website that offers products and services that have nothing to do with what you registered your trademark for. Now, if they are competing with you and you have a registered trademark, then the first step is to send them a demand letter and say, I got a trademark, you got a domain name, and you got a website that offers products and services that are so similar to mine that I believe it's trademark infringement. Stop this immediately and transfer the domain name back to me or else. And if they don't respond to your demand letter, then there's a procedure called Uniform Domain Name Resolution Policy, UDRP. And what it does, it allows you, without going to court, without having to spend tens of thousands of dollars on lawyers and litigation, it's an administrative procedure that allows you to file a claim. And as an owner of a registered trademark, you can say, I have the trademark rights in this name, and these guys have no legitimate interest in that name for them to own the domain name and even run a website that competes with mine. Okay, that's the way to do it. Now, with the situation when there is no active use, it's tricky because UDRP has differing decisions as to whether you can or cannot request the transfer of that domain name if there is no use. Some panelists have responded with a yes, you can do that, because there can be no legitimate use of that domain name when they start a website on it. It would infringe automatically, so they just force the transfer. In some cases, they say no, there is no bad faith in their registration of the domain name necessarily. Let's wait and see what they do with it. If you are not sure which way it's going to be, you can also write a letter, and I've done this for many of our clients. Basically, a letter is going to say something like this: we know that you own this domain name. Maybe you even registered it before we registered our trademark, so we can't go after you. But know this: you can't sell this domain name to anybody other than us, because as soon as you transfer it to somebody else, we'll be able to go after them with our registered trademark. So nobody's really going to buy it from you. And if they do, we're going after them, and then they're going to go after you for all the money that you took from them. So really, you're in the market of one. We are your market. We own the trademark. We want you to be reasonable and give us a good deal on getting that domain name from you. So to make this short, the best way to make them stop is send them a demand letter, and then if they don't react, hit them with a UDRP claim that would hopefully effect the transfer of that domain name back to you. The whole process, if you do it on your own, is going to cost you about $1,500. That's the fee for the World Intellectual Property Organization. They've got their own panel. They've got their own tribunal that solves these disputes, and that's where I would start. And if that doesn't work, then of course the next step is to take them to court, but I'm sure you knew that already, and it's definitely not the best way to start the conversation about getting your domain name back. Now, I hope this answers Ruby's question, and if you found it useful, make sure you subscribe now, and if you have more questions for me, please post it in the comment below, and I read all the questions, I read all the comments, and if it's a question that hasn't been answered before, I'll be happy to create a video just like this one and go over it with you. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.